Joining us tonight, Angel mom Mary Ann Mendoza. Her son, Sergeant Brandon Mendoza, was killed in 2014 in a head-on collision. An illegal immigrant who was drunk driving at the time, killing her son. Mary Ann, it is always good to see you, and we thank you for being here. We thought it was only appropriate that, given all of the talk about families being separated, that we turn to you and the Angel moms who've lost a loved one as a result of illegal immigration, the acts of illegal immigrants, to get your reaction to the rhetoric and to the narrative that's being spun up in an obviously highly coordinated, orchestrated way by the national left-wing media and some, very likely, on Capitol Hill and more likely in the House of Representatives.
Yes, and you know, I blame all of our politicians, any elected official on a federal, state, or city level, for working tirelessly and so hard for illegal aliens in our country and not putting forth that effort to protect their fellow American citizens. It's been an ongoing battle. It's something that they don't want to solve. This current issue right now, unfortunately, and it makes me sad that so many Americans just read a headline or look at a picture and immediately go with the rhetoric of how terrible these children are being treated, when in fact a lot of them are arriving at the border having been kidnapped and, you know, with sex traffickers. And we are actually doing a favor to these children. And I wish Americans would just take the time to understand these children needed the help that they got at the border, and thank God that the United States was there to help them.
Absolutely. By the way, we are also, you know, part of the story that's not being told. These children have not been cared for. They have to be taught how to use a toilet. They have to be taught basic hygiene. The care that they're receiving is, unfortunately, much better than certainly the care that's being practiced by the Mexican government, which has, in most cases, allowed Central American, unaccompanied, quote-unquote, minors to travel the length of Mexico, hundreds and hundreds of miles to get to the United States. Now, and no one asked the question, why is Mexico doing that? What is their purpose? What is the result? And why in the world would they not simply, if they seek asylum, why would they not turn to Mexico first at its southern border? All of these questions are not being considered or weighed. And by the way, as we talk with you, what about all who have been separated from their loved ones forever as a result of a open borders policy and de facto amnesty for so many millions of illegal immigrants?
Well, and we've reached out to so many of these politicians, you know, the liberal politicians, and they do not want to talk to us. They do not want to hear us. My son, a respected police officer, their fellow citizen, means nothing to them. None of the over 4,300 Americans that are killed every year by illegal alien criminals allowed to stay in our country. And we have senators and Congress members who are fighting for MS-13 gangs to remain here. There's over 900,000 convicted illegal alien felons roaming our streets. And this is where the problem has to stop.